Welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. So we are going to be proving the cosine rule. Now to start off, the cosine rule is used for when you've got one angle, two sides, and we're finding the final side of a triangle. Now, the thing is though with cosine rule is there's two things we need to know to solve it. One, we need to know the basics of Pythagoras theorem, and second is cosine. What is cosine? It's cos alpha, cos the angle, equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So that is what we are going to be using. Now, if you don't know the formula, that's okay. As you're trying to use all your understanding of triangles to solve for this side, you actually are making the rule. So we are going to just use letters today to try and work out what A is. So to start off, the only way for us to get A right now is to thinking about Pythagoras theorem. A squared equals B squared plus C squared. Now, B squared is H. I don't know what this side is yet, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to name this P from here to here, which means this will be B take P. So I can change C to B take P squared. I can also factorize that because expand, because B take P in brackets squared just means B take P in brackets times B take P. So I'm going to rewrite that so we can expand it. So A squared equals H squared plus B take P, B take P. That just means B is timesing by the B and B is timesing by negative P. Negative P is timesing by B and negative P is also timesing by negative P. So let's expand and have a go. So A squared equals H squared plus B times B is B squared. B times negative P is negative BP. Negative P times B is negative BP. And negative P times negative P is positive P squared. I can simplify that because if I've got a negative BP and I'm taking another BP away, it just means that I've got negative 2BP. So I will simplify A squared equals H squared plus B squared take 2BP plus P squared. Let's jump over to this side. There's a few things that we know. One is this side, which is cosine alpha. Well, I'm going to name this angle A. Cosine alpha equals the adjacent over C. So P over C. Another thing that I know is that I know that I have Pythagoras theorem here. Again, I can go P squared plus H squared equals C squared. So this is some of the information that we know. Now I'm going to work out what P squared is. So P squared equals C squared take H squared. I just took H squared from each side. Now I see P squared over in here. So I'm just going to supplement C squared take P squared where I've got P squared. So that's just going to be A squared equals H squared plus B squared take 2BP, and instead of me putting P squared, I'm putting C squared plus C squared take H squared. Now, you might notice something there, because I certainly do. I notice that I've got positive H squared minus H squared. So they just cancel out. So now I can rewrite my equation. A squared equals b squared, take 2bp plus c squared. Now this is the reason why we are using the cosine here. Because the only a part that we don't know is p. So, because we knew the b side and we knew c, and we were trying to get a. So, we are going to use cosine a equals p divided by c. That means we need to get p by itself. So, how do I do that? Well, this side's dividing by c, so I'm going to times both sides by c. And that equals c cos a equals p. So now I'm going to use this equation in place of p. And it becomes a squared equals b squared minus 2. Now, remember, 2bc, I've got c there. P is cos a plus c squared. Now I can take that plus and put it up the front. So a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. And this is the cosine rule. So it doesn't matter if we're looking at this side, or this side. We can apply this rule. For example, even though this is a squared, I could find it as b squared. And it'll be b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos angle b. I could find the side of c. C squared equals b squared plus a squared minus 2ab cos angle c. So this rule applies to finding any side. As long as we have two sides and the angle, we can use this. I really hope that helps you understand the cosine rule and really proves it for you. If you need any extra help, feel free to message me, but I really want you to make sure that you understand how we got to the cosine rule at the very end.